Now in Mali, parties to the peace accord signed in 2015 between the government and rebel fighters have held talks in the northern city of Kidal. The talks were aimed at implementing the deal, which has been hampered by political developments in the West African nation. Diplomats from the 5 permanent member states of the UN Security Council and Mali's neighbor Algeria also attended those talks. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian told attendees via video link that the Kidal conference was evidence of a positive dynamic in tackling violence in the Sahel region. In 2015, Mali signed an accord in Algiers with several rebel groups, which saw the government stop a Tuareg rebellion after rebel groups started cooperating with the government. Despite its slow implementation, diplomats are optimistic that northern Mali will be stabilized.
The entire international community stands in solidarity with Mali and is ready to walk with the country in this new phase.
Now, earlier we spoke to David Otto-Endeley, an international counter-terrorism and organized crime specialist. He's also the director of security for the Horn of Africa Institute for Peace and Security. He started by explaining why the peace deal signed nearly 6 years ago failed to end the insurgency in Mali.
Any prospect for a peace deal that involves the insurgency that has been going on for almost a decade now is a welcome idea. But in terms of the practicalities, what is actually impeding the current process is the fact that many Malians, but also those who are representing some of the armed terrorist organizations, are demanding for the complete withdrawal of the French troops, of course, under Operation Barkhane, J5 Sahel. There is also Operation Takuba. So the presence of these foreign entities is seen as an impediment to the current peace process. I mean, it's similar to the terms and conditions which were set up in Afghanistan by the Taliban, saying that without the US out of the way, no permanent deal can be reached. So this is where the problem is, and France is not really ready to leave Mali at this point in time. I think if you look at the records of the presence of the J5 Sahel before that, you had, as I mentioned earlier on, Operation Barkhane. There has been on the long term, a very bad record of the French assistance. I mean, the French themselves have lost a number of troops in Mali, more than any other French force deployment. And, I think this is something which has to be handed over to the Malians. I mean, you remember that the coup d'etat that happened just recently that, took out ex-president Abubakar Keita was, fought on the basis of insecurity. And the presence of France, on that Operation Barkhane, now Takuba, and also the G5 Sahel, which you mentioned, hasn't really helped in reducing the insurgency. What it has done, it has pushed the insurgents towards the northern part along the triangle with Niger Republic, Cote d'Ivoire, but also Burkina Faso.